We are back with another installment of From the Pitch Room.
Today we're in LA, and we always find time, no matter where we are, to give you the tips you need.
Pitch tips.
Pitch tips. Tips.
All the tips. We have all the tips for you.
We just finished finalist meetings.
Once again,
A lot of learnings.
there is amazing things happening in the room and then also shocking things happening in the room. So these finalist meetings were happening on the client's turf in the client's office space. And I know we've talked about this before, really making the space your own. And each agency took a different approach to setting up the room prior to having the client come back in. And there was one agency in particular that was very intentional and strategic about where people would sit and moved furniture around. There was, merch or swag set up in the room.
Placemats. They dim the lights.
Yeah, there was a
Mood ambiance.
a mood setting moment.
happening.
So when the client came back in, yes, it was still their office space, but it had been imbued with all of this energy that came directly from the agency, and you could just feel like we were walking into their space. It was palpable, it was powerful, and it started off the meeting with such a clear impression of what to expect from that agency, which was a really pro move.
You're demanding the attention of everybody that sits down as well. It's kind of like hosting a dinner party. The second one, and one of the most important skill sets throughout the entire process, frankly, I think it very much showed itself in the finalist meetings, but honestly, how to solicit feedback. The agencies that gave a framework to pull feedback from the client were the ones that did the best. You show clients a gazillion ideas and you say, what do you think? And the client doesn't know how to respond.
You need more than just, I don't know, I don't like it, and I don't know why. And sometimes that is defining how we measure these things and asking you, client, to plot yourself on this spectrum. Sometimes it's pointing them to specific parts of the work that you still have questions about.
Like, we all know that strategy and creative have to be, obviously, one leads to the other, but in these types of meetings, making it so obvious and connecting the dots creates the foundation and the framework to get the feedback that you need from the client that is strategic and useful for your team. So work together, creative and strategy. It's both your jobs to elicit the feedback that you need to be successful. A lot of them need Sherpas, and this is an opportunity to be that Sherpa, that leader.
It is that Sherpa thing. It always comes back to the Sherpa. And then what's the third thing? The third thing is we have seen a couple of times the client throw a question out to the team, and you can tell that it has thrown the agency off, and it's a little bit of jump ball on who's going to respond to this.
You need someone that in the moment is very good at rephrasing the question. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you want to understand how we blah, blah, blah. That is a great question for Mary. And you've given Mary now a good 30 seconds to internalize the question and the runway to respond in a very concise, smart way.
I mean, and it's media training 101. You have your go-to messaging pillars. If you ever get stuck and someone asks you a question you don't know the answer to, find a way to relate it back to one of the 5 things that you know for sure you are supposed to say. And having somebody in the room that can buy you that time is a great way to make sure that it comes off seamlessly and doesn't look like a jump ball. All right.
Okay.
Tips.
Hey! Is it tilted?
A little bit.